Hello, today I'm going to talk about one of the most recent modules I released, the Parabolic Stop and Release, or the Parabolic SAR. This module is a rather interesting one, and it has some very interesting uses. Parabolic SAR is a very unique module in that it works unusually well in a trend, but it is an absolute nightmare for a sideways market. Here is the very basic, very simple module showing the price action and large numbers of buys and sells. Of course, we are on the Bitcoin chart, and it just came off of a rather huge rally. Zooming in, we can get a better idea. As you can see, when there's a trend, it does extremely well. When there is sideways motion, not so well. So let's actually bring up the analyzer and demonstrate just how volatile Parabolic SAR really is. Okay, we're going to go through the configuration process. First thing I'm going to do is disable shorts. It makes it easier to actually go through the process and understanding it. Now to set it up for USD or USDT, set it up for my exchange. Always take the time to go through and make sure every single detail is appropriately aligned. Okay, now let's actually link it to the signal line of the Parabolic SAR. And as you can see, this coin is a disaster. Now you can find a coin that might do well, but then again, that's going to take you some time to do. So by itself, it can be very difficult to use. And that is something you want to be aware of. And there are, of course, several different things you can use to make Parabolic SAR more profitable. One of which is a momentum. You can use a moving average crossover. You can use MACD. You can use a Bollinger's or a stochastic combination, or the classic Bollinger RSI combination, or just Bollinger's by itself. So let's take a look at a Bollinger Parabolic SAR combination. It will not necessarily give you the best results, but then again, it might give you surprising results. And a lot of what you use and do is on the basis of how well you tune your strategy. So let's display the chart. Let's turn off the signal line. And let's relink the analyzer to the Bollinger signal line. So now we have Bollinger pulling in the Parabolic SAR line. We have the analyzer connected to Bollinger's. Not necessarily the best strategy, as I said, but it is profitable. Now this is a 17-day time frame. Be sure to watch my analyzer video to understand this context. Let's go in for a 4.5 day time frame and see if the results improve any. And they really don't, as you can see. So Bollinger may not necessarily be the best strategy, but it does produce reasonably well results. Let's shrink this for a moment. Now that is for Bitcoin. Bitcoin is, of course, a difficult coin to work with. Okay, here is the Bollinger setup. Let's do a little bit of tuning. Maybe we can find something. Okay, let's do the upper median as high. Let's do the lower median as low. Let's do a split Bollinger. And let's do the upper and lower median look back of 200. In essence, we're going to use Bollinger as a kind of momentum boundary. And now you see we get some slightly better results. So there are a lot of things you can do to really tune and highlight on the basis of what you are doing. And that is the point that you want to look at, is these tunings. So now that we have this, let's bring up the strategy tester and notice with a very simple change to a very efficient Bollinger combination now, we have a better process at the 1 minute. Let's go back to the 5 minute and we'll see. Still not that great, so we'll stay at the 1 minute. And let me bring up the Parabolic SAR window. Okay, as you can see, quite a bit of traffic here. You can tune it even more. Its tunings are very specific and intriguing. You don't really tune it directly like you would another indicator, but you can tune specific cycles of sensitivity between the highs and the lows of its abilities. And that really is the basis of how it begins. As you can see, you can make it very, very sensitive, or very unsensitive, where you can catch some of these better sweeps. So a lot of the parabolic stop and release is really on the basis of trial and error. There is no real recipe per se of a successful usage. For example, here to here is spectacular. Here to here is spectacular. This area is kind of a sideways wash. So as you work with it, you will need to spend some time really tuning your numbers to get good results. And you will find that it does extremely well in finding the lows and the highs when properly tuned. But you still need to be aware of factors like this and check each time frame to see how well or how variant things change. So let's take and link this directly back to the Parabolic SAR. Not as profitable, but not good either. So let's take out the Bollingers and let's see if we can find another combination. Of course, if you hook this up to dollar cost averaging, it's automatically going to turn it into a winner, and it does very well. In fact, this combination between dollar cost averaging and Parabolic SAR was the original basis of the Jackrabbit savings account paradigm. So let's begin tuning this and see how well it works. First, let's go straight to strategy mode. We want Parabolic SAR to drive everything. We don't want artificial inflation of the values. And for the sake of actually seeing some real action, let's do a 2% deviation. Now, $4.22 for 17 days. Now we will go to the 1 minute and $3.14 every 4.5 days. So as you can see, with tuning and work, you can find good, strong combinations. Those combinations will, of course, have their own test sets that need to be examined. And here, if you actually take this to the 2-hour mark, roughly, or 5,000 seconds, you're making basically 1/4 every 2 hours. So, if you can choose to extrapolate that out, you're looking at 4 hours for 50 cents, 8 hours for $1. So this has, roughly speaking, produced for one single day approximately $3. Simple and easy process, and on a very difficult coin to begin with. So when you're working with the parabolic stop and reverse, don't be afraid to try unusual combinations or even find better coin choices. Bitcoin is not always the best coin choice in many circumstances and can be very difficult to work with. For example, starting at the top of the list, ADA does well, but not as much on the 1 second chart. Let's see how well it does on the 1 minute chart. Not bad. Again, go through, look, analyze, test carefully for your choices. Take the time to spend to learn each and every module's abilities. The more tools you have in your tool chest, the better you will be able to handle any market condition. Parabolic SAR is one of the most powerfulest tools available to any trader, but it requires a great deal of time to really master. Read up on it. There are a lot of free resources on the web that give you some very powerful combinations, like the MACD Parabolic SAR or a Momentum Parabolic SAR. Take the time to really learn this particular indicator over others, as it does have a very wide range of usages. Like, subscribe, ring that notification bell. That way you'll be notified every time a video is uploaded to the YouTube channel. Until next time.